here is 10.6. It is called surface area. We're working with surface area again. And we are going to do surface area of pyramids. Cones. And spheres. Last time we did prisms, and what else did we do last time? Cylinders. Now this time we're doing pyramids, cones, and spheres. Okay, so first off, I want to do a better job of explaining what is surface area. So the surface area of a box would be, I want to wrap this paper or this box with wrapping paper. How much wrapping paper do I need? Okay, it's not figuring out what goes on the inside of the box. It's just saying what goes on the outside of the box. Okay, so in order to find the surface area of a pyramid, we need to first find, again, the lateral area, which is 1/2 times the perimeter of the base times the length. Okay, so what that's going to look like is if I have my pyramid here, my square pyramid here. Okay, there's my back, there's my front. So this part is a little up and downy. Okay, there we go. So first we have to find the perimeter of the base, which would be this stuff. Then we have to find our length, which is this right here, or the height of one of our one of our triangles. Okay, so that's what we need to find our lateral area. Then our surface area formula is going to be lateral area plus the area of the base. So P equals perimeter of base. And again, that capital B means area of base. Okay, our base is always going to be the thing that this pyramid would be sitting on. Okay, and remember for pyramids, it's always going to have triangles going up to the top. So whatever thing is not a triangle, and your base might be a triangle, but whatever is not one of those triangles going up to the top, that's going to be your base. Oh, and length is height of one lateral triangle. Okay, make sure you guys keep these separate, like put a box around them so that your eyes go there fast, because these are the important things. This is what you need to know in order to solve this. So make sure you get your eyes somehow going towards that. Okay, let's start with a pyramid here. I'm going to move this up, so if you need to, now we can get rid of that little guy. Move this up. I'll see what I can get done in here, okay? So we have it is a square a square pyramid. Okay, it's a square pyramid. It's got 12 centimeters and 12 centimeters. Okay, and then its height or length is 16 centimeters. Okay, so let's solve this one. So first I need to find my lateral area. I know my lateral area is 1/2 times the perimeter. Okay, so the perimeter means I need to add up all the sides of the base. So I have to add up 12, 12, 12 for the back, 12 for this side. So I have to do 12 times 4. get an 8, and I get a 4, so I have my 48 plugged in here for my perimeter of the base. Okay, and then I need to multiply that by this number here, the 16, because the 16 is the length or the height of one of the lateral triangles. Okay, now I just need to multiply here. 48 times 16. 6 times 8 is 48. 6 times 4 is 24, plus 4 is 28. Add my 0. Bring down my 8 and my 4. 16, 4, 5, 6, 7. So I'd get 768 times 1/2. And that is my lateral area. Okay, so remember when we multiply anything by 1/2, really we are dividing it by 2. Okay, so I have to take my 768, divide it by 2. 2 goes into 7 3 times, not 2 times. Minus 6, have my 1. My 6, 2 goes into 16. 8 times. Bring down my 8. 2 goes in 8 4 times. So my lateral area is 384 centimeters squared. Okay, now in order to find my surface area, I need to take my lateral area, bring down my 384, and I need to add that to the area of my base. Okay, so to find my area, I need to do base times height, or length times width. Okay, so I have to do 12 times 12. Get a 4, I'd get a 2, bring down 0, I'd get a 2 and a 1. So it would be 144. So 384 plus 144 is 500. My surface area is 528 centimeters squared. Okay, so we can just put a box around that one. There's our answer. Okay, so this one kind of seemed a little bit easier, maybe because our numbers were easier for this one. But I didn't have pi to work with either, because when you throw pi in there, it just makes things difficult. Because you're working with decimals that go on forever, and it makes things a little more tricky than doing pyramids and that sort of thing. Okay, let's try another problem here. Okay, next one we're going to do is the surface area of a cone. Okay, so first we need to find our lateral area, which is pi r L, where the L is, well, let me draw here quickly. Here's my cone. Has one of our vertexes here. So this would be our L right here, this height. Okay, so that is L, the length of one of the lateral areas, lateral sides. Okay, and then we need to do our surface area, which would be to find the lateral area plus the base. Okay, and again, capital B, we can include this in our little box. The capital B means area of the base. Okay, and how I kind of remember that is area is always going to be a capital A. So if we have a capital B, that means it's the area of the base. Okay, so let's try a problem out of this. Here's my cone right here. Again, if we have our dot in the middle, that right there is going to be our radius, and that's our only things that we need to find there. Okay, so first I need to know that from the center to the outside, my radius equals 4 centimeters, and the height or the length is 10 centimeters. Okay, so first, to find my lateral area, I need to do pi times the radius with it, which is 4, times the height or the length, which is 10. Okay, if I did those two, I'd get 40. Pi is my lateral area. So I'm going to take 40, I'm going to multiply it by 3.14. Put that on top because that might be a little bit easier than doing it the other way. Okay, 0 times 4, 0, 0, 0. Okay, I'm going to add my 0. And I better write them in. 0 times 4 is 0. 0 times 1 is 0. 0 times 3 is 0. Add my 0. 4 times 4 is 16. 4 times 1 is 4, plus 1 more is 5. 4 times 3 is 12. So I'd get 0, 6, 5, 2, 1. Bring it over 2. Okay, so 40 pi means that our lateral area is about 125 and 6/10 centimeters squared. Okay, now let's go to our surface area, which tells us we need to know our lateral area. So let's bring it down, 125 and 6/10 plus the area of our base. Okay, so how do we find the area of a circle? Area of a circle equals pi r squared, our favorite thing to do. Okay, so our area of a circle is pi times 4 squared. Okay, so 4 squared is 16 pi is the area of our circle. So now I need to do my favorite thing, which is take 3.14, multiply that by 16. 6 times 4 is 24. 6 times 1 is 6, plus 2 more is 8. 6 times 3 is 18. Add my 0. Bring down my 1 times 4 is 4. 1 times 1 is 1. 1 times 3 is 3. I'd get a 4, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. 8, 9, 10. And 5. Okay, I have to bring it back 2 spots. So I'd have to add that to about 50 and 24 hundredths. Okay, let's add them together. Remember to line up those decimal points because we are adding decimals here. 50 and 24 hundredths. Add my 0 up there so I don't get mixed up. 0 plus 4 is 4. 6 plus 2 is 8. 5 plus 0 is 5. 5 plus 2 is 7. And bring down my 1. So my surface area is about, because it's not exactly this number because we rounded pi to 3.14. So it's about 175 and 84 centimeters squared. All right, lastly, we have to do surface area of a sphere. A sphere, not a spear, a sphere. Area of a sphere. Okay, here's our, luckily for this one we don't have to do lateral area because a sphere has no surface area, or sorry, has no lateral area. If I have a ball, I can still wrap it in wrapping paper, right? I just can't take off a flat piece of, like with a can where I can unwrap the label. Okay, so remember this is a sphere. It's kind of hard to draw it on this the best, but there's a sphere as best as I can do one. Okay, our surface area for a sphere is 4 pi r squared. Okay, so again the radius is going to be that middle circle, and it's going to be the length from the center to the outside. That is going to be your radius. So this one's kind of an easy one to remember, 4 pi r squared. The area of a circle is pi r squared, so we just need to remember to put the 4 in front of it. Okay, so let's try one of these out here. I've got my sphere. It does make it a little bit easier when I have draw it a little bit bigger and don't try to be so little with it. Okay, so the one we're going to test out is a, this is a basketball, you guys. Okay, and it's going to tell you that from this side to this side is 10 inches. Okay, so if you can guess, when I see this, I'm going to say, well, that goes from one side of the sphere to the other side of the sphere. So this is going to be a diameter. And our, D-I-A-M-E-T-E-R, and our formula does not call for a diameter. Our formula calls for a radius. So I need to cut this in half and say that my radius is going to equal 5 inches. Okay, because a diameter is 2 radiuses put together. So don't use a diameter. I saw some of you were trying to do that when we were finding the area of the circle. No, we need to know what the radius is, or half of the length from one side to the other. Okay, so I know I'm going to have to use 5 for my radius. So surface area equals 4 pi times 5 squared. Because I have r squared up here, I need 5 squared down here. Please don't tell me 10 for 5 squared, you guys. We've got to be past that. If you're still getting messed up whenever you see exponents, I just want you to do 5 times 5 to get your brain thinking, okay, I have to do 5 times 5, not 5 times 2. Okay, so I've got 25 pi 4 equals surface area. Okay, 4 times 25 is 100. Pi equals our surface area. Okay, so 100 times 3.14. 4 times 0 is 0. 4 times 0 is 0. 4 times 1 is 4. Add a 0. 1 times 0 is 0. 1 times 0 is 0. 1 times 1 is 1. Add 2 zeros. 3 times 0 is 0. 3 times 0 is 0. 3 times 1 is 3. Okay, I've got 0, 0, 4, 1, 3. Bring it back 2. So my surface area is about 314 inches squared. Okay, make sure you use the wavy lines whenever we use pi. Whenever we're multiplying by 3.14, we have to use the wavy lines because 3.14 is not pi. Pi is 3.14159 something it goes on forever, okay? So because we're rounding pi to 3.14, we cannot say it equals 314 inches squared, but we can say it's pretty darn close to that. Okay, so that is an example of how to do a sphere, a cone, and a pyramid, how to find the surface area of those. So make sure you pay very close attention if they tell you diameter, if they tell you radius. That's really the only tricky thing that it looks like they're going to do. They might add, it looks like they did a little tricky one for 16, 17, 18, where you're going to have to find the surface area of that. For 16, you're going to have to find the surface area of the pyramid on top and then the cube on the bottom. Okay, or the prism on the bottom. So we just have to be thinking and saying, okay, I can cut that off the top and make a pyramid. I can find the surface area of the bottom. So those would be the only tricky ones that I could see. Everything else looks like you should be able to do it. If you have any questions, as always, I am available in the morning if you let me know on Edmodo, and I will see you at school.